Alright, hello everyone, welcome to another entry in SunnySide's dev streams, this time episode 7. 7 episodes of me talking non-stop for 40 minutes, and thank you guys for coming and joining. The first thing to talk about is, you guys might know FemChef from the server, might have seen her. So, maybe, I don't know. But I'm just happy to announce to you guys that you guys already know that she's our community manager, but just recently she has been promoted, or for the lack of a better word, she's joined our team as a project manager. So she's going to be running around the team with a bat and making sure that we are on time and I don't do random systems that are just feature creep and make sure to keep all of us online. But she's the project manager now. She manages the comms still, of course. She does a bit of writing on the side, and she also schedules work for us so that we can deliver stuff on time. And honestly, I'm just really happy and honored to have her on the team. She's really excited about everything, and you know, of course, having somebody on the team to manage the project is great, but I think something greater than that is the fact that I have someone I can bounce off of so well. And you know, before, if I had an idea, it would just, you know, I couldn't really brainstorm it. But now I just join the chat with Fem, and then we talk about it for a few hours, and then it evolves into something much better. So, and you know, Fem didn't just join the team on her own. She actually brought a friend with her as well. You might see her on the server. Her name is Kitty Harden server. She is one of our writers now. So we have myself, Fem, and Kitty Hart on the writing team. We've already done. Like, I'm really happy and really excited when I read the stuff they're working on. It's crazy good. It's one thing to keep in mind is that it's still really anime. It's not your, you know, it's not super animatropy. We're still giving it that depth to make it interesting and exciting, but it is very much still an anime story. But we have a much more diverse team now, which can definitely bring you guys a story that is deeper and is taken from multiple angles. It's not just me writing everyone, which wouldn't be a good one. As you guys can see, we have a new logo, and it actually originated from the 2D version of it. So if you had enough of my face, I'm gonna switch to the window, and I'm gonna show you guys the different takes that we had on the logo, just quickly. I won't take too long. So this is what we had originally. You know, we decided to spruce it up, put some Japanese in there, and then Fem just suggested, what if we take this to Blender and make it 3D? So we made it 3D, right? That looked good. And then I was like, right, Fem was like, what if we add some, what's it called? Like leaves to it? And then we did, and then it looked really good. So yeah, this is our new logo, and I hope you guys like it. I personally, I didn't like the last logo. I tried so hard on it to make sure that it's something interesting and unique, but then I ended up just making something really boring. But this has that minimalistic look, especially this one. And no, not that one. It still has that minimal look. It still is very much SunnySide style, but at the same time, it's not boring. It's exciting. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I think I've talked enough outside of the engine, so we can just hop onto Unreal and show you guys some of the stuff that has been happening inside the engine. So let's open our lovely debug map quickly. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to go through is something that I half showed last time, and that was the barn vendor menu, right? And if you guys remember, Gabriel, our beloved daddy of the game, if I say so myself, he runs the barn, and we decided that all of the characters that run a vendor, a shop basically in the game, we want to design specific UIs for them, because I'm a sucker for UIs, right? I love making UIs. You can just leave me and I'll make UIs every day. So we decided to make different UIs for each one of them that would reflect their character quite well. And last time it was half-baked, but this time I have a little bit more to show you guys. So if we hop into the engine, there we go. And I don't want to spoil stuff that I put around, but if I press the button that I definitely remember, there we go. So the difference with last time is that now we have a little portrait of Gabe on the side, a little silhouette in the style of Persona, of course, and he has a little bit of dialogue, and he will react to the stuff that you do. So if you put stuff in the basket, he will say stuff. Haven't done that yet because we had to stop working on this just so that we can finish something else before we could carry on with this. But yeah, he talks, and there are a few other things that's been added to it. So first of all, it functions. So if I put this in my basket, there is the total shows up whenever there's something in your basket. You can add them to your basket, or you can take them out, and then the total goes back down. And if you choose something, you can hover over this button and confirm your purchase. And yeah, that is the menu. And this is basically the direction we want to take for, as I mentioned, all the vendors. So you can imagine a silhouette of them somewhere in the screen. The background would be something that would reflect that shop. So if it's a grocery store, it might look like a till. It might look like, what do you call it? Aisles of a grocery store. Something like that. And this one obviously looks like a barn and a barn door because it's a barn shop. Yeah, I absolutely, Master Fox, I love making UIs for things. And I have some more information on the cooking system that kind of has the UI stuff as well. It's still in the testing phase, but I can tell you guys about it. But let's not get sidetracked from the lovely list that Fem has provided me with, of course. The next thing to show you guys is, apparently last stream I forgot to show you guys Gabe's portraits, right? I've decided not to show every portrait to just not spoil some of them. There's not much of a spoil, right? Just to keep the excitement, you know, you want to see what they look like. But I'm gonna show you guys some of them. So yeah, I can't believe I forgot that. But portraits, there we go. And yeah, so this is Gabriel in all of his glory with his little chest hair. We only have worked on the spring version of stuff because, as you guys know, we are sprinting for that demo for the publishers. But this is what he looks like in spring. As you can see, each one has like 2 frames that I can switch between so that I can make them blink, basically. There's one smiling, slight smile, big smile, sad. Gabe is surprised. This one is my favorite and Fem's favorite, just because of this. Love it. Yeah. And there you go. We're just gonna end it on him blushing, because what better way to end it? I think the next thing to go over will be the plant models. If you guys remember, I think it was 2 streams ago or something like that, that I showed you guys that we decided to change the crop models because it was about time that we go departure from the old crappy looking ones and go for these more smooth looking crops. Well, I'm happy to let you guys know that we have modeled a lot of them, and we have a new list of crops for spring and a new list of items, but we decided to completely change the models, of course, and most of them are done, as I said. And yeah, we can have a look at those. So first one would be carrots, and as I mentioned before, they all have bones in them now. So this is unfortunately not a boneless carrot, but very much a boned carrot. I don't know why it's raining on it though. I think I need to fix something quick. Yeah, there we go. We just changed that wet to 0, and our carrot is dry now. Lovely. Yeah, so this is a carrot model, and in the same vein we have something like potato. Yeah, there you go. And those 3 things are basically what will collide with you if you walk through them, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in the game. We have a bunch of potato plants here that have been planted, and if we take the camera closer, we have added details to show basically potatoes. When you want to actually plant them in real life, you have to make this little hill called a potato hill. Correct me if I'm wrong, fam, but I think that's what it's called. And yeah, so the models look much better. They react to wind and they react to you walking through them. So here we go. As you guys remember, just like the other ones. And the collision is not just everything going to the side, it's actually accurate to the physics of your body. I don't know how expensive this is going to be on console, so we might have to step this down for something like Switch. But you can definitely be sure that on PC, you're going to get this sort of collision with any physical object. So player being a physical object would be one of them. But if, like, for example, if a tree falls onto these plants, they will go down. They won't get damaged, but they will go down. And yeah, this is the stage 3 of the potatoes. And we've done a lot of them. And Austin, a member of our team, actually has been working on some more stuff. So we have wheat now, for example, in the game, and rice and stuff like that. And this is the model that he came up with. This is the, not that one, there we go. So that's the stage 2, and then that's the stage 3. That would be technically yellow in the game that you can just harvest with a tool. Hi Lemon, no worries. But yeah, that's some of the new crops, and I can show you guys how it works in the game. If I quickly clean some of the code that I have left behind, and let's get rid of this. Let's go ahead and plant some potatoes. And this is a very good time to also show you guys that I have done some work on the soil. So this is what we call the soil, right? What you would plant your plants in it. But in the engine, we call it blueprint soil. And before, you would just click and it would appear. And I didn't like that because it didn't have an animation or a timer or anything. So now if you, oh yeah, that's another surprise. So now if you hold the tool changing button, you have your hoe, which actually has been replaced by a shovel. I haven't changed the icon yet, but and then you can choose between a plot for a tree or a plot for a crop. For now, let's just go for the plot for the crop, and then character will play an animation. The animation is absolutely not final. It's just a placeholder that we're going to change later. But now at least there's a bit of I guess gameplay value to it. It's not just, it won't just appear out of nowhere. There's actually, you know, something happening in the game. And then I'm going to switch back to my hand, and we have some potatoes here. And you might be wondering, where's the potato seed? Well, my lovely viewers, I am happy to inform you guys that you don't actually have potato seeds in real life. You just plant a potato to get more potatoes, or cut it in half or something. So in that same sense of keeping, I guess not full realism, but some sort of pseudo realism in the game, every potato that you harvest, you can just plant back down and you get more potatoes out of it. And yeah, so now we have some potatoes then. But if I want to plant a tree, I would then have to switch it to a tree plot like this, and it would take a little bit longer to get it out, but here it comes. And in the actual game, when it's grown, it'll look like this. These are sakura trees, these are cherry blossoms, and then that's the level 2, and that's the level 1, like stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Trees in the game are a long-term investment, so it'll take something like 20 days for them to fully grow, or 25 days for them to fully grow. But then after that, for like 2 weeks, they will yield you some really good harvest. And they won't go away, they will stay, and they will even give you more fruits during different seasons, because I guess, well, that's how it works in real life. So it gives you different fruits during different seasons as well. And to show you guys some of the other trees, these are some of the ones that Austin has done. This is an apple tree, so it goes from the sapling to a baby tree to then a full-grown tree. I haven't fully finished the tree, basically getting the fruit out of the tree mechanic, but you will basically walk up to the tree, shake it, and the fruit will drop. All of the fruit trees will also act as normal trees, so you can cut them down if you want to just get rid of them, or you need wood somehow. Yeah, and this is another look at the sakura. And yeah, these are some of the new trees and crops and everything. Thank you guys. I love reading all of your lovely comments about how excited everybody is about it. Yeah, Austin definitely killed it with the trees. Like, this is the sakura tree I made, and I'm definitely gonna change it because I don't think it looks that great. It just doesn't look that much like a tree. Now that's a tree. It's not very much a tree. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we actually changed. Probably doesn't come through in the stream, but we changed the leaf texture to a more painted one rather than just having flat textures. And personally, I think it looks so much better than what it was before. A tiny thing to change, but it gives you a lot of nice outcome. So you might be wondering, how are we gonna water those? So what do you think you do in your typical farming game? Watering can, right? You have a watering can, you get the watering can out, you fill it, and then you go water stuff. Well, no. We removed the watering can from the game completely. There's no watering can in the game. Because it's been done from the dawn of Harvest Moon. And I think it's about time that it needs to be modernized. So here we have a water hose, right? A garden hose. I'm gonna click on it, and then I got it. It's in my hand now. Drag it out. It kind of retracts, so you can take it with you. And this basically shows how far I can go. Basically the range of how long this is. And I just water them. There we go. Lovely. And these are empty, but if I want to, I can still just spray them as much as I want. And this is our solution to watering. I think this is a good little advancement in farming games, if I say so myself. So let's go into the details. When you right click, the game will zoom in so that you have a better look. Basically, it goes into an aim mode. And then your character will respond much quicker to your movement. And then it is a particle-based interaction. So each drop of water will hit, if it hits the soil, it gets absorbed, and then it will add to that little bar on top of them. So it is very accurate. If I stand here and I aim it up, it'll still hitting something at the back. And because it's accurately calculated, it'll just water your crops. If you water it somewhere else, like here, and it will ricochet off the ground and it will hit the soil, it'll still water the soil. Now, you might think it might become cumbersome if you want to water something really close to you. Well, I've thought of that too. Basically, I think, is this vertical? Yeah, vertical aim will determine how far your water will shoot. So if I look down, it'll basically go there. But if I start looking up, it'll go further and further into the distance. It of course has a limit, so you can't just water the other side of the farm from one side, but that's how it works. And then once you're done, you just switch back to your hand, and it will just go back into its place. There we go. That's how we're doing it. And these bars are not final. I just added these like an hour ago. I told you guys. Gonna make these look a lot nicer. But it will show you how much you've watered them. And it will only show on top of the ones that you've not fully watered. It won't show on the ones that you have not initiated the watering sequence for them. And it will also not show on the ones that you've fully watered either. The ones that are fully watered have that, well, they look wet, basically. Yeah. I'm really happy you guys are loving this system. This was a super late night brainstorming session that gave us this. So watering upgrades. Basically, there are... Should I not say that? Okay. I'm not gonna say the upgrade to the soil that you can do. I'm gonna probably talk about it next stream. But one thing that I've thought about is that you can change the spray tip, and the spray tip basically changes the cone angle. I'm not sure right now if it should be more of an upgrade or more of a choice, because if it's an upgrade, of course you can just make the cone bigger so that you can water more things at the same time. If it's a choice, it's a choice between more things or more accuracy. So do you want to be able to water more things that are closer to you or something that is farther away? I guess it's a choice between a shotgun and a marksman rifle, basically. Are we able to have hose in the air? Yes, you can. As Fem said, you can basically craft them. The hose, the retractable hose, you can craft it. It's just a crafting item, and you can place it wherever you want on your farm. Some more information on that actually. Basically, at the start of the game, all of these stuff, all of your hose and water supplies, or anything that uses water is connected to a water supply that you have. You basically have a water tank on your farm. It's actually something I'm working on right after this stream. You have a water tank on your farm and you have a well. Not your typical well with the bucket. No, it's an actual real life well that you have to like crank down, like a pump almost, and then it will pump the water out of from the ground. Your farm doesn't have unlimited supply of water. There are different bits of water around the farm in different areas, and it will replenish over time. But it's definitely not enough if you want to go crazy and plant so many crops. So there are definitely some later games items that will allow you to have more water in your farm. For example, one of them would be water collection from rain, and we're even going to tap into the water main of the city. You have to pay the bills for that, but that's also an idea in the work. I think we can jump onto the next thing. This was the big one that I really wanted to show you guys. This wasn't the reveal at the end though. Stay, don't go. Yeah. Another thing that I have been working on is another feature in the game that I've spoken about, but I've never showed you guys. This is more of a proof of concept at this point. I need to work on this a lot more, but we have a basic building system now. So if I press this button, I'll go into build mode, and I can grab myself foundations, walls, roofs, whatever you want. Let me move the camera a little bit back. And yeah, let's build some. Let's build something. Gonna put that there. That one there. There we go. Gonna climb. And then we can grab ourselves a wall. Put some walls around there. Oh, well, guess we're gonna roll with that one. And a door frame there, more walls there, and then some roofs, or ceiling really actually. And yeah, this is the proof of concept for the building system. So instead of having a predetermined house in somewhere in your farm, you can make your own house, and you can even place down your crafting table inside if you wish. There we go. So yeah, this is a proof of concept on the building system. Now, this building system is going to change a little bit because, as you guys saw, the camera was a bit fiddly. You have to move around so much around the place to just do things. So instead, I think we're going to give you guys a more of a Sims-like look by using a drone. So basically, you will have a drone. This is still in the testing phases. You will have a drone that will move up, and then you can move around the plot easily, and you will be in blueprint mode, right? You won't be crafting anything. You just place down whatever you want, and then you will get like a ghost view of what you have built, and then you can go ahead and use materials to actually build every piece of that. This is, I think, a good idea because so many times myself, in a game like Stardew Valley or so many other games that give you the building feature, I put a building somewhere and I'm like, oh crap, I wanted to save that space for something else. So with the blueprint system, you don't have to have the material for something. You can place the blueprint, the look for it wherever you want. It won't actually be there, but you can see it basically where it's supposed to go. And then once you have the material for it, you can get to work and actually build it. You can build houses in the game. You can build the barn, you can build the coop, you can build anything you want. But for the people who don't like building, we also give you guys the prefab option, which are just pre-made stuff that you can just place down. Yeah, I talked about that. Right. Are you guys ready for a new character? It's time. I have nothing else on the list. And still, that is not the reveal, by the way. It's one of. So yeah, we have a completely new character that I have not talked about before. We have his concepts, and we even have a black and white sketch of his portrait. So, everybody, give a warm welcome to my boy Hiro. He is the guy that will run the tech shop in the game. He is marriable. He is bisexual. And yeah, I hope you guys like him. Yeah, so in the game, there are a few essential vendors and shops in the game. Of course, barn being one, because you can buy your animals from there and the stuff for them. The grocery store being another one you can buy food items from. Another important vendor in the game and a shop in the game will be the tech shop, where you can install apps on your phone, or you can upgrade your phone, or you can get yourself a 3D printer, you can get yourself that drone. You can get all of that from Hiro. And yeah, it's this guy. He's marriable, as I said, and hope you guys like it. And this is his spring look, and why can't I do that? This is his summer look. There we go. Yes. So yeah, a little bit on his character. He's a computer genius, of course. He loves tech. He's also a little bit of a gamer, of course. I mean, how can you not be? And yeah, he's a loner. He's very introverted. So if you guys are into that kind of character, this is the one for you. And this is the one I was talking about. I don't. Kyrie is going to be furious at me, but I wanted to show you guys. This is kind of the angle that he's going to have. As you guys can see, this is very early sketch. But we're going to have this done by next week. So hopefully for the next dev stream, well, not hopefully, definitely for the next dev stream, we're going to have a lot to show you guys on a Hiro. What's next for us? Right. So what are we doing until the next dev stream? Is the first thing to do would be to finish this whole watering system that we're proposing. Pretty much clean off anything that was left over from the watering can, and then make the water supply. Add a little gauge to your screen when you're using the watering hose, so you know if your water supply is running low. And then the next one to do after that would be to finish the building system. So you add that blueprint system, and then you can go ahead and create the buildings you want. After that will be undertaking one of the most exciting parts of the game, which will be cooking. Cooking is not mandatory in the game. I know a lot of people are not fans of it, but for the people who are really into it, we are going for a comprehensive cooking system. Something that we finally have it in the bag, or at least I think we do. So to give you guys a little bit of an info of what we thought we might do, is that we weren't sure if you wanted to do it like old Harvest Moon games, where you get to choose ingredients, put them in an equipment, and there you go, you get something. We had a lot of different equipments that were not in the kitchen necessarily, so we wanted to have something that would work universally. And we came up with the conclusion that each kitchen equipment can have its own UI and little UI, tiny little UI that you can interact with. So basically, if you have a barbecue outside, you can go to that barbecue, you can put a potato on it, you can put a steak on it, and you get the corresponding item from it. If you want to make garnish for a burger you cooked on your barbecue outside, you need to go to the kitchen, to the cutting board, use the cutting board to make that garnish, and then mix them together. So this gives us it's a modular system. So it gives us the ability to expand upon it in the future. So for example, if you want to release a DLC that would expand the cooking system even further, we can absolutely do that. But that would also mean that it's very simple and easy to use. So for the players that don't want to get entangled with the cooking, you just use the barbecue, which is like the starter item. You just cook your stuff on there, you get your health from it. Or if you want to go a little bit further than that, you can just make the cutting board and have your more complicated dishes done. But for people who are into cooking, you can get yourself an oven. It'll have its own menu that you can use. You will get a stove. It will have its own UI that you can choose different utensils for it. And the game will feature a free-form cooking, so if you want to mix and match ingredients, kind of like Zelda, you will get a result out of it, and you will also get the recipe that was discovered from that into your recipe book. Or if you want to cook by the book, you can you have a recipe app on your phone that you can open at any time, or you can open it while you have a UI of like the barbecue open, so that you can select an item from there and it will automatically cook it for you. It'll also tell you if you have enough items for it or not. You can just tick only show available items. And also, for your convenience, no matter where you are on your farm, if you're cooking, you will have access to your fridge wherever you are. And on a matter of fridge, I think I mentioned this before, but just to refresh your memory, we have a fridge system in the game, so any item that is edible will go off. They will expire. And if you put them in the fridge, they will last longer. If you put them in a freezer, they will last even longer. Right, I'm gonna stop reading comments in silence without even any music on. 3 more things that I'm working on. I'm just gonna go over them quickly and then finish the stream and stop wasting your guys' time. Character creator is another one, and basically it'll allow you to obviously make your character, but it'll allow you to have different skin tones, different faces that you can choose at the start, different hairstyles, and you can also choose a starter clothes to wear, different body types. We have put a lot of thought into how to approach the gender system so that it's as inclusive as possible and also not convoluted, so that people can approach it easily, and you know, it will encompass as many players as possible. And I think we have something really good down. I will give you guys more info on that in the future, but it's something pretty good. So because I mentioned before that characters, NPCs have locked sexualities, yeah, people got a bit worried about that. Well, this system that we have for your gender would really help that. But to emphasize it, we don't have a locked gender system like you're male or female. No, it's more of a slider sort of situation for your gender. So I hope people would find that interesting, and it'll be pretty inclusive for everybody. Yeah. Another one we're working on is a tiny objective system, which is obviously in the game you will have quests, you will have events. You want to keep track of all of them, so an objective system is really necessary for that. And lastly, but most importantly, is the NPC's AI. Again, most of it is done, but I just need to implement it into the actual engine. So hopefully by the next stream, you guys will be able to see Gabriel and Kat and Hiro walk through the map and talk with you and all of that. Anyway, I think that's about it, guys. Thank you all so much for coming. This was a great stream. It was so much fun to show you guys so many things. This will be on our YouTube channel very soon. So if you missed anything, or if you wanted to look at things again, thank you guys for coming, and I will see you all on Discord and the next stream. Take care, and bye-bye.